Well, very similar break to John's first effort in this match. Again, catching the reds a little bit too thickly, running into the jaws of the corner pocket. And the match at a very interesting stage. 2 frames all, best of 9 frames.
One.
And Steve Davis knocks in the initial red in this frame. Nicely on the black. And quite a few reds split out of the pack already, so chance of a
8.
reasonable start for Steve here.
Nine. 16. 17. 24.
Steve leaving himself an angle to go into the reds here and open them up.
25.
And you can't do much better
32.
than that. 4 reds, 4 blacks. But a little bit out of position now. Be thinking in terms now of sending that cue ball down to the balk end, I would think. I think there's a red there that he can pot. Oh, well, very ambitious young man. Played a beautiful double there. And then once again, nicely on the right.
33.
Plenty of angle on this to do almost anything he wants with the cue ball. Into the reds. Open them out as much as possible.
40.
Well, there goes the 6th
41.
red. Once again on the black.
Steve's taken all blacks with the first 5 reds. Could possibly be thinking of this, winning this larder car with a 147 break.
That's the most dangerous thing, Dennis, to predict. Because usually, as David untably, I always get you two tailors mixed up. You find so often that when you make a prediction like that, that the player misses the next shot. But not in this instance, and things still looking good. Red on into the corner pocket, once again.
48.
For the black. 6 8s to 48 at the moment.
It's a little bit tricky, this one, to get back onto the black. He's played that
49.
The balls are spread very nicely. And I think Steve has really got this 147 in mind. Playing this with a lot of side. Come back for black.
57.
It's quite easy to get onto the pink then, so I'm pretty sure that he's going for this. He's still in a nice position.
He's a
64.
tall young man, but I doubt that he can reach over to get it there. Must have the long stuff here. A little bit awkward implement to use, but it's not a difficult putt. So it shouldn't create too much of a problem for him.
$65.
Well, he's got a nice angle on the black here to run it through and get onto the red near the pink. Ah, still all right. You can pop the red into the centre pocket, screw back for the black.
72.
Ah, he's played that
73.
perfect. Well, this is getting very exciting now. I don't know about Steve, but I'm getting nervous.
80.
And I would think possibly, David, the promoters are as well.
$81.
And that was an excellent shot. Again, he's got a perfect angle. Just going to roll this in with a bit of side. And there goes the highest break now.
88.
Nice position to clip this in the middle and just come off the cushion for black.
89.
Well, a little bit straight on that. We'll have to see a bit of a deep screw here. And this is a young man who's flown around the world in the last few days. Red into the middle. Again,
96.
good angle to screw back for the black.
$97.
And once again, a little bit straight. Bit disappointed there. But only two more reds to go. A lot of left-hand side on that. But unfortunately, I don't think he's got
104.
the angle to get on the black. We'll play a deep screw, I would think. And that's fair enough.
105.
What a magnificent break this is. This is very exciting. And there's a confident shot for you. Leaving himself well down the table, but a nice straight red.
112.
One of his favourite shots. Stun this in. What a marvel. This is it now. Pop this in. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Perfect angle. And the
113.
atmosphere is absolutely electric in there now.
Well, as if this young man hasn't made enough history in the last 12 months.
120.
Here again, we might see the first legitimate 147 break ever to be made on television.
122.
All the colours on the spots. But you can imagine the tension that's building up in young Steve at the moment.
125.
Well, Steve is looking very, very calm. Normally this would be elementary, but under these circumstances, every pot is so difficult. Come on round.
129.
Is that a bit further? Well, if anybody can knock these 3 balls in, this man can.
Of course, that's the great thing about this young fella, David. His nerves of steel, or seems to have. Now, is this cue ball going to get onto the pink? No, it isn't. Now we're going to have to see a super shot here.
Well, come on, Steve. Pull a fabulous shot out. I'm sure you can do it. And he's playing this with a lot of screw to stay on the black. Come on, get in. Fabulous shot. Fabulous shot. And this is it. The first 147 break on television.
140.
Well, I'm shaking.
And I'll
Quiet, please.
Steve at this moment can see the pocket closing up and closing up and
Come
getting
on, Steve.
smaller.
No. There it is! Beautiful! 147!
Unbelievable.
Absolute magnificent break. Oh, what an incredible man.
Well, that's one way of getting them, I suppose, and staying on the black as well. My word, that's a bonus.
Yes, what a lovely fluke that was that Cliff Thorburn got, because these reds are now spread open beautifully.
9.
Couldn't possibly wish to have the balls in a better position than this.
16. $17.
Well, Cliff has gone through a little bit too far on that shot. I think the red may go into the centre pocket.
$25. $32. $33.
Perfect angle on the black here.
40.
Well, Cliff didn't get into that one as he wanted to hold the cue ball on the other reds, and he's just slipped out of position a little bit now. You can clip this one in and come around the back of the black, but not quite as nice as it should have been. I think he was a little bit fortunate there,
41.
after getting out of position, to have such a easy shot to just drop it onto the black again.
Gradually finding it a little more difficult. Again, he's got a red here on the left-hand corner pocket. And that's a good shot. A soft screw there
49.
just to hold him on the black. I think he can see the black. And there's a nice picture of the Thorburn stance, very square to the table. And Terry reflecting on his misfortune there with that fluke by Cliff at the start of this break. Oh, that's a nice shot.
Well, this will be the
57.
8th black. Cliff's main objective will be to win the frame, but he'll certainly be looking for a very big break here. He'll feel very much happier when the frame is actually safe. And to do
64.
that, he needs another 2 reds. And then he can relax and concentrate on making a very big break, because there is a marvellous opportunity here.
Yes, there's also a marvellous prize, Rex. Some £3,000 for the highest break, and that's worth a night out.
Well, Cliff will be looking for something better than just the highest break here, Jack, because he's still taken all blacks, and £10,000 for a maximum break, and for a new championship record of 1,465 £5,000.
Well, I'm going to break a rule here, Rex. Every time we talk about these wonderful breaks, they go and break down, so I'm going to let him finish this break. I'm a wee bit superstitious.
73.
Well, this next one will be the 10th black. And the adrenaline will be really flowing with Cliff at the moment, because he knows that this is the type of opportunity that doesn't crop up very often.
81.
And still perfect position to
88.
just get the red nearest to the black and back onto the black again.
89.
Hasn't quite stunned that as much as he wanted to. Left himself a little bit finer angle on the black than he wanted. He'll get positioned on the red without any problem, but just made the black a little bit more difficult.
And Griffith's quite
96.
aware that he's lost the frame now. I am sure that he is hoping and praying that Cliff Thorburn will do this.
'97.
Well, Cliff this time needs to get round the back of those reds to leave himself a choice of either red into the corner or red into the centre.
'105.
Well, now it's got to get on this a red in such a way to get back on the black. So now this is
Have a little break here.
a difficult shot.
Well, what a sensible fellow. At a stage like this with just one red left, he stops and blows his nose and says, let's have a break. And if he can take this red and the black, the colours will be on their spots. Oh, what a moment this is. It is truly electric here. If only we could tell the audience not to applaud just for the remainder of this break. Keep rolling. And they have actually stopped playing on the other table.
'113.
Well, now this is the real shot that matters, Jack, to get on the yellow. If he can do that, he could be Well on. He hasn't come quite far enough. He's left himself
120.
a tough shot, but that's 15 reds and 15 blacks that he's taken now. Oh, that was a marvellous yellow that Cliff Thorburn took then.
And that is perfect. That is perfect. Well, I don't think there's going to be another moment in Cliff's life when he's going to be so tense as this. Cliff, 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 Cliff. Oh, good luck, mate.
Oh, wonderful! That is really, truly wonderful.
One.
Well, a little kicking the side of the table there. He didn't want that kiss. Wanted to go past the red and then put it back into the corner. But, my word, that's turned out well. Nudged a few reds out as well.
9. $16.
Well, there you see a perfectly straight shot on the red just to come through onto the black.
17. 24. 25. 32.
And what a
33.
useful clamp that was to Kirk. It's enabled him to open the other three reds beautifully.
Yes, that was a good shot, Rex, getting both reds to move along like he did as well.
Forty-one.
'So that's 6 reds, 6 blacks.
48. 49.
And this time a nice angle on the black to go into the pack of reds should he so wish. Well, he's decided to still take that one loose red.
56. 57.
Well, I think we'll see Kirk trying to split them this time. Well, it's a very good split, but rather come to the side of the table.
64.
Whether he can get through to the centre, he's having a look now. Well, one good pot here and he will be in with a splendid chance of even a very good break. Oh, went nicely up for the black.
65.
Well, this is not an easy black, but he's got to be on a red should he pot it. They're so beautifully spread. So, Jack, one would have to say that this is a definite chance here
72.
for a very, very big break. That's 9 reds, 9 blacks, and still 6 reds left on.
Yes, and he should be aware
73.
now, Rex, that he's won the frame. So it's really worth having a go.
Make no mistake, Jack, he's aware there's a possible maximum on.
Well, we have seen
81.
the maximum made before, but I don't think we have seen any player with a better opportunity than this. The reds, the colours are beautifully placed, so
88.
let's just say good luck to him.
And it's £10,000 for a maximum break. And that's a lovely shot. Beautifully controlled.
$89. $96. $97.
So the 104.
$104.
Well, he's been set an example by the senior Canadian player. I wonder if the junior one can emulate the master.
$112.
And he's perfect. He is perfect.
113.
Well, tremendous applause from the audience, and if, with the best wish in the world, if only they would just give him a
120.
little bit of a hush now.
Yes, he didn't intend to make contact with the pink there. And he's got now a tricky shot with the rest.
I think the angle's okay. Rex, I think the main problem here is just that he's got to use the rest. And there's no alternative. Well, not quite far enough.
122.
So this demands a really good shot.
Yes, he's got to pot the green this time, I think, go all the way around the table. So the angle is there, but he'll need just a little bit of luck to get onto the brown to enable him to get back on the blue.
Just look at this. Stop. And it has. It is almost perfect. And just look at the audience. They're enraptured with this.
125.
And young Kirk will need nerves of steel now. Not quite right on the
129.
blue.
No, he didn't quite go far enough on the blue, and now
134.
this is a big shot that's coming up. And he would like to just come another couple of inches to make it easier to cue that.
Oh, now watch the white. This is where he wants a little bounce off the cushion. Well, they're cheering, but it isn't there yet. And a little pause, composure.
140.
Get in! Lovely! Super! Oh, that's really wonderful. Just look at that. Good heavens above, Rex. Isn't that marvellous?
That was fantastic. A wonderful break, Jack. Really magnificent. I'm so pleased for Kirk Stevens. Tremendous.
Go to break.
Well, took a bit of a flyer at that one.
One. Eight. Nine. $16. 17. 24. 25. 32. 33.
Well, I suppose he could go into the reds this time, but there's a couple of loose reds out there and an angle to get on them. Either of them. But going into the pack really gives Jimmy an opportunity of making a big
40.
break. Red split very nicely.
Yes, and I think the fact that he did go into the back.
41.
This is all reds, all blacks so far.
$48.
Doesn't look too happy. Might have just run a little bit too far. He might be able to bend it a little bit of side. She's
49.
done. So I don't think Jimmy at the moment has got anything in his sights but the maximum.
56. $57. $64.
Just a little short of pace to be ideal to stay on the black. And as John
65.
says, that's what Jimmy's thinking about. All reds, all blacks. Being much easier to play for the blue.
$72. $73.
Oh,
80.
anything but that. Still a red in that far right corner pocket. In actual fact, my colleague Ray Edmonds had just reminded me that in the British Open this year, Tony Drago was sat down while James Watanabe made a 147. Can history repeat itself? Needs a bit of luck. Not bad. What a marvellous shot with the rest that was.
88. $89. $96.
That's a pity. Is he covered on both reds? Or will that red just pot? If it does, he'll have to just drop it in and leave himself a difficult black.
$104.
The crowd have been aware for some moments now what was in Jimmy's mind.
Now he needs an angle desperately on this red, and I think he's got it.
$113.
Perfect.
$122.
Oh, Jimmy White said he was in the best form for a long, long while coming here.
$125.
Only Cliff Thorburn has made this break once before at the Crucible.
129.
Well, it's getting to me as well, but it's not too bad. He's left-handed. Just stun the blue in and leave yourself just a pink to roll in. Although nothing's easy now.
134.
£100,000 for Jimmy White if he can knock the pink and black in.
Quite magnificent. Jimmy White creates history at the Crucible Theatre. A magnificent 147. Tony Drago hugs in. The frame score doesn't really matter, but it's Jimmy White who takes the frame before the mid-session interval.
Garner leading by 3 frames to 1.
And this young man at the table in tremendous form this afternoon. James Wattener, the pride of Thailand.
And Bradford, John, as well, where he lives.
Eight. 9. 16. 17.
'A little bit of a stretch this time, but he still should manage the black. And developed another few reds there.
24. 25.
But this one's gone a little bit astray.
$32. 33. 40. 41. 48. 49.
No, that couldn't have worked out better if he'd placed it there by hand. There's no way of knowing exactly where the cue ball's going with a shot like that, but
56.
that one worked out absolutely perfectly.
57.
And there's no stopping this young man this afternoon. He's in tremendous form.
$64. 65.
'Don't like saying it, but you can see it on your screen there. 9 reds,
72.
9 blacks. And there's a prize
73.
of £25,000 should any player make a maximum break. So I'm not going to say any more and just let him get on with it.
80.
Yes, I'm with you, Dennis.
81.
It's what we've come to call the kiss of death from the commentary box. As soon as we start talking about these things, the player misses an easy shot. So we'll shut up and let you watch.
88. 89. 96. 97. 104. 105. 112. 113. Quietly, please. Thank you. $120. 122. 125. 129. 134. 140. 147.
Well, a piece of snooker history there. A break of 147 from James Wattener. That will collect £25,000 for him.
And just look at Tony Drago there, John Coleman. That was fantastic. Tony went out and threw his arms around James Wattener. Absolutely brilliant. I know you've commentated on a maximum before. It's my first time, and I'm over the moon as well, Tom.
A wonder.
One. Eight. 9. 16. 17. 24. 25. 32. 33. 40. 41. 48. 49. 56. 57. 64. 65. 72. 73. 80. 88. 89. 90. 96. $104. $105. $112. $113. $122. Shut up. $125. $129. $134. One.
Into the reds now.
Eight. Nine. $16. $17.
Well, another great shot,
24.
splitting the pack, knowing he would have this red to the right corner.
Jimmy White with a lot to think about.
$32.
Little unfortunate there for Stephen, hampered by the pink.
$33.
Well,
40.
one good shot here now. He'll be forcing this in, spreading the reds, and should finish on the black into the left corner.
41.
I am certain now we will not see Stephen undertake any other colour other than the black.
There's a £147,000 bonus
48.
for a 147 maximum break. Hendry has taken 6 reds, 6 blacks.
49.
Yes, and just the one red at the bulk end of the table. That's certainly going to be a problem. But of course, every shot has to be played to perfection to keep coming down for the black.
56. 57.
Only 2 maximums ever made at the Crucible. Cliff Thorburn, 1983. Jimmy White, 2 years ago.
$64. $65.
This time there's 2 reds available into that right corner.
$72. 73.
And now even Jimmy White will be willing Stephen on to get this maximum. The frame already gone. Well, he has the red in the centre.
18.
As I said before, the best centre pocket player I've seen.
$81.
This, of course, is when it starts to get difficult because you've only a couple of reds and you have to get perfect position on them. I still feel the awkward one is going to be that one
88.
toward the bulk end of the table.
$89.
And that's perfect. He'll take the more difficult one, I think, of the two. If he
96.
well, obviously 2 straight.
$97.
And this is where position has to be precise. now these next two shots are the crucial ones. I certainly get on the black here, but it's been able to get on that red down near the bulk end
105.
in such a way that he can get back here for the black. So this could be the shot of the tournament. I think he's got a little straighter on the black than he would have liked.
He's got a chance.
Well, I certainly fancy him now to get the black. But the unfortunate part is he's put the pink and blue in an awkward situation. So he'll be off the side cushion, right hand side. Come for the black into the right corner. So now it seems just the blue and pink is only problem. But I promise you, these next 6 pots, there's more pressure and it will build and build with each shot he takes. Well, that's the worst shot he's played throughout the break. Didn't really get high enough. He could try and split them, but he's such a good long potter. I think it'll be a long blue into one of the corner pockets. Needed to run a little.
129.
So now blue into the yellow pocket. And if he gets this, he will be pushing the pink toward the centre pocket. Well, the blue's there.
Great chance now.
Yes, and listen for the roar if this pink and black goes in. Slow down. Well, this would be a pressure shot to win a frame, but for a 147, I promise you, the pressure has got to be the greatest ever.
The third 147 maximum in Crucible history and takes a bonus of 147,000. One.
So providing this red will go past the black, when referee John Williams has spotted it, and Stephen had obviously checked that it would. This is a good opening chance for Stephen.
9.
16. 17. 24. 25.
'Could have done to leave himself a little more angle on the black to get back for that red at the back of the pack. Now he's having to play it for the middle, and well, the positional side of the shot a little more difficult.
Chance here to go into the cluster. Well, the reason I said that, I thought that he could have flicked off the edge of them and still been on these reds on the left-hand side of the table, but making certain he's got ideal position. Just roll this in for the black.
$41.
That's the 6th red and 6th black to follow. Well, I don't think that's too bad. I think he's got a red
48.
into the far left corner pocket. If he pots it, he's certain to be back on the black.
$56. 57.
'I'll be surprised now if he's got eyes for anything but the black after a red. This is a definite chance of a maximum.
64.
Made one in the World Championship.
65. 72.
Well, he's finished just the wrong side of the red, and that may well be. I was going to say he may decide to go down for the blue, but it's not within his nature
73.
to do that. The frame's work to be won.
I'm not certain if the red just below the pink
80.
will go. Obviously the other one will.
$81.
But if the red just below the pink will pot without disturbing it, then This is a tremendous chance for Stephen. Playing for this red down into the left corner pocket. This is one of the
88.
more difficult reds out of the way.
$89. $96.
Wow.
97.
Certainly that red's available now.
$105.
Well, he's just overcooked that slightly, and this is the big shot. He needs to pot this black and get the good angle on that awkward last red. Not awkward to get on to pot it in the centre, but of course after that red he'll be looking for the black. So this is a big shot. Set records ever since he started playing snooker, Stephen Hendry, and looking for another one.
Yes, there's never been a 147 in the TV stages of the UK.
112.
Accepted by the players as being the second most important ranking tournament after the World Championship.
And that's absolutely perfect.
$120. $122.
£20,000 if Stephen can clear these last four colours.
Well, this is unbelievable. Just one good positional shot now required.
134.
Well, he was 8-2 in front, and who would have thought it would have gone to the deciding frame? And that's what they're playing for, the Liverpool Victoria Charity Challenge Trophy. Some pressure out there now. That was a great shot. The double kiss was always on.
Yes, he had to hit that absolutely perfect. Great reply from Stephen. And the tension out there at this minute is absolutely electrifying.
What a shot. That's why he's world champion. Even under this pressure, he still takes that type of shot on.
Eight. Nine.
Stephen Hendry won the last ranking tournament, the UK Championship, and he was taken to the decider in that by young John Higgins.
16. 17.
'Well, after the great effort that he's made,
24.
I suppose he's wondering now, will I get another chance back at the table?
$25. 32.
Well, Stephen's composure
33.
in this situation is unbelievable, because he's the man, certainly with that's under pressure the most here.
$40. 41.
Red into the center.
48. 49.
'Played that perfectly. Just had to touch that red just to push it away to open the other two reds.
57.
'That's 8 reds, 8 blacks. It can't possibly happen. It's not possible what we're thinking about.
64.
Can't possibly make 147 in the
65.
deciding frame, Jim, can he?
Well, that if that were to take place, that really would be the icing on the cake, Rex. But it must be in his mind, and has been for quite a few shots.
72.
That's the red that he wanted.
73.
Only 67 left on the table now, so this is a fantastic performance.
$80.
What a match this has been. Fantastic.
81.
Well, I thought miracles stopped happening 2,000 years ago, but this is just unbelievable stuff.
88. 89. 96.
Well, he must be admiring his opponent. He's very disappointed, but you've got to admire the resilience of this man.
97.
Yes, he's just a fraction short.
That's 13 reds and 13 blacks.
104.
Now he wants to,
105.
he's got to get an angle on this final red to be able to get back onto the black. And he was disappointed with that. Didn't quite get enough side.
112.
Well, you'd have to fancy him now, Jim. This is incredible stuff.
This is the key shot.
$120.
The greatest match I've ever seen in my life.
$122.
Absolutely incredible.
$125. $129. $134.
This is the shot. What can we say?
104.
Absolutely incredible. Hold your breath. This is it. Fantastic performance. I've never seen anything like it in all my career. 147 break, a maximum in the deciding frame. Unbelievable. Well, that was... I've never seen anything like that, Jim. Wonderful.
That is the greatest performance I've ever seen in my life. And Stephen Henry deserves everything this evening. The audience standing up, loving every second of it. What a champion.
One. Eight. Nine.
Yes, it was just a much too thin a safety
16.
shot that Mick Price played to leave these on for Ronnie.
17. $24. 25. 32. 33.
Well, that's the 5th red and the 5th black coming up. And obviously the red at the bottom of the cluster will pot.
40. 41.
Now,
48.
important now off this red to leave a nice angle on the black.
49.
Well, I think he's overdone that slightly, has he? Or can he force the cue ball into that cluster? He can.
56.
Just wondering if he can get that one into the left centre. Looks as if he can.
57.
This is amazing.
$64. 65. 72.
One more red and the frame safe, but Ronnie's got other
73.
things in his mind, and so has everybody in the audience.
Well, listen, John, I know you've commentated on a maximum before. I have never,
80.
and I'm starting to get a bit excited here. There's a little
81.
matter of £147,000 on offer this year for a maximum break.
88. 89.
Yes, and I think those two reds below the pink, one of them will pot in the left corner. Oh, they will now. Needs to be a bit lucky. That's okay.
96.
Great chance.
97.
4
105.
minutes for the century. Amazing.
Right, this is the key shot. Needs a good angle on this red to get on the
112.
black. He's got it just.
113.
Oh, slow down, White. Slow down, White.
122. 125. 129.
Perfect. Yes, absolutely perfect.
134.
I don't believe this.